Should you be selling all of your cryptocurrencies exactly here? Because Bitcoin came first of all into this major resistance zone, and we can see that the price movement of Bitcoin is trying to break the zone. Is this going to be a fake out and a major breakout towards the upside, or is this going to be the best opportunity to sell everything? Because yes, we really need to zoom out to find out what we could expect for Bitcoin. And yes, at the moment we are seeing the small correction exactly here, but is it a time to freak out, to expect that Bitcoin is going to come all the way back down? Guys, first of all, we need to look at the overall trend, and the overall trend is still extremely bullish. We saw this major move towards the upside, and this small correction is not going to scare us out of the market, and we're going to find out what we could expect, even if we're going to get this 20% corrections. Because if we're going to zoom out, guys, even during a bear market, these 20% corrections exactly here and also here are extremely important for the overall market, because if we're going to look at the crypto bubbles, this gives you the opportunity to dollar cost average low and to sell high. So if you want to find out which cryptocurrencies you should buy at the moment, or should you sell all of your cryptocurrencies, we're going to find out exactly that. So if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And yes guys, we're going to start on the weekly chart to find out what we could expect. But first of all, this is extremely important, guys, that you don't freak out of the markets after these small corrections, because overall, guys, we need to find out what we could expect, because we saw this major pump towards the upside, consolidation, this pump, consolidation, a 20% correction exactly here, this major pump, 20% correction, this major pump towards the upside, and yes, exactly here we got again this 20% correction. So ultimately, guys, I could expect that the price movement is going to move all the way up into this major resistance zone before we could expect this next 20% correction before the halvening, and then this parabolic run towards the upside. But overall, guys, this gives you the opportunity to sell everything. And no, I'm not talking about cryptocurrencies, I'm talking about fiat currencies, the dollar to be specific, because yes, we came all the way back up into this major resistance zone, and this would be a perfect lower high. So ultimately, this could give us the signal that the dollar currency index is going to come all the way back down to this major support round about the $100 level, and ultimately this would give us the signal that Bitcoin is going to get this next major move towards the upside, because it's clear the US dollar and all the fiat currencies are losing their value, so dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And yes guys, we're going to go on the even lower time frames to find out what we could expect in the immediate short term for Bitcoin. Because yes, on the daily chart we can see we broke out from this major resistance box that we have been drawing exactly in these levels of around about $48,300, and Bitcoin broke all the way up to our price target. And at the moment we are seeing this consolidation or this retracement exactly from this major resistance. But the first bullish indication is that Bitcoin is still above the 13 moving average, and even if we're going to see this retracement all the way back down to the previous resistance, which will act as support, guys, this would still be overall a higher low, and this would still be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, that we're going to see these pumps, consolidation, and the next major leg towards the upside. Because if Bitcoin would just go up in a straight line, we could expect even a greater retracement all the way back down to the breakout point. So this is ultimately extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And guys, it doesn't matter if we're going to invest exactly here and the price is going to dump 20%, if we're going to see this next major pump of Bitcoin of 50%, because if you're going to wait for any major levels that Bitcoin could reach, yes, we could even come all the way back down to the $44,000 level, which would exactly be this major trend line here. But guys, ultimately you would never catch the bottom, because you would think exactly here that the price movement would go even lower. So ultimately guys, dollar cost average into these positions. And yes, if you're going to look at the crypto bubbles, this is extremely bullish guys, because you're getting a major discount on all of these coins, on Solana 6%, Beam 8%, and so on, and even GRT is down 7%. So yes, you're getting this opportunity to get into these low prices, because ultimately guys, on the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin we can see we broke out from this major resistance box, and then we came all the way up to this major resistance, and then we saw this major retracement all the way back down to the golden zone, the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, and then we saw this pump all the way back up to the previous highs where we got this major resistance. And yes, we saw this fake out exactly here where the price movement tried to break to this major resistance, but once again we failed and we came all the way back down. So the first bullish indication on the 4-hour chart is that the price movement of Bitcoin is trying to hold the 50 moving average, and we can see exactly in these levels we saw this bounce exactly here. So if we're going to bounce exactly here, this would still be a higher low for Bitcoin, and ultimately this would mean that we're still within this bullish trend because we have a higher high exactly in these levels and also a higher low. So this is a bullish indication, but guys, you can see we open a trade exactly in these levels where we bounce from the 50 moving average, because yes, if we're going to take the Fibonacci retracement level from the previous low all the way to the swing high, then we perfectly can see that the price movement of Bitcoin is exactly in between the 78.6 and 88.6 level. And as long as we're going to hold the 88.6, we're going to turn around exactly here. But guys, if we're going to lose this level, the next major level is going to be the 100 moving average, which is exactly the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level, round about the levels of 49,188. And once again, this is also previous support exactly here, where the price movement of Bitcoin perfectly found support above the 78.6. So this wouldn't be the end of the world, guys. But yes, we could also expect that we're going to come all the way back down to the 61.8 level from this major move, all the way from this breakout, from this major resistance box, exactly here, all the way up to this next major resistance. This would be a perfect bounce exactly in these levels. But ultimately, guys, if we're going to see this dump towards the downside and a quick move towards the upside, you won't be buying exactly here, because you're going to think the price movement is going to dump even lower. So ultimately, guys, dollar cost average is going to be your best choice. But I really do believe that we're going to get this bounce exactly in these levels and come all the way back up to this major resistance. And then it's really going to be important that Bitcoin is going to form a higher high and that we're going to turn the resistance into support exactly here. Because if we're going to look at the overall market sentiment, guys, nothing has changed. The ETF is being approved, and also we are seeing BlackRock buying huge amounts of Bitcoin. So overall, guys, this is just to scare you out of your position, and this is just a healthy retracement after such a massive pump towards the upside. And talking about a massive pump, yes guys, the altcoins are down round about 9 or even 7 or even 29%. But overall, guys, we're going to look at SAY, because yes, I made a video exactly in these levels about SAY exactly here, and we saw this major pump towards the upside, and at the moment we are retesting previous resistance, which will now act as support. So this is ultimately extremely bullish, because yes, if we're going to zoom out and look at this price range, we can see that the price movement went sideways and had the stump towards the downside. We came all the way back up to the previous resistance and also had this perfect retest of the previous resistance, turned it into support, and saw this next major leg towards the upside. And exactly that is happening here. We saw this dump and this consolidation, so this break of this major previous resistance, and at the moment we are at this retest level. So if you're not into SAY, guys, this would be a great opportunity for the next major move towards the upside, because yes, exactly in these levels I told you to buy SAY. So all the way from here, all the way to the swing high, you would have been up 61%, but ultimately, guys, we could expect this further move towards the upside if we're going to see this major FOMO in the start of this major bull market. Because yes, we saw this major pump towards the upside, but guys, what if I told you that this is only 10% of the next major bull market, and we could expect a pump all the way up to the new all-time highs? And yes, we could even see SAY pump all the way up to the levels of $5, and this would be a profit if you're going to buy SAY exactly at this retest, all the way to the swing high of 500%. But guys, if you always want to stay up to date and find the next hidden gem, guys, make sure to subscribe and smash up the like button, because yes, in the next video I'm going to show you a coin that you should definitely hold in your portfolio. But ultimately, I could expect that Bitcoin is going to hold this range and that we're going to come all the way up to this major range high. So yes guys, this is a major opportunity to buy all of these cryptocurrencies on a discount. And if you want to find out more which coin to buy, guys, make sure to join my free Telegram group, where I always keep you up to date, and make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.